Hello, magical ones. Welcome to the Fairy Stitch vlog. I'm Fairy, and as you can guess from the little intro, it is October 1st, 2025. So we're going to kick off this dark fairy Halloween season here at the Fairy Stitch vlog, and there's a lot to show you, so there's a lot to get into. So for those of you who are brand new to the podcast, welcome. If you never don't know what we're doing or what we usually do, basically it is pretty much it's kind of a collection of different things. You never know what you're going to get or when you're going to get it, but generally I try to stick to fairies and fairyology. There's always a little bit of kitty information in there. You get to visit the garden cats. And there's usually art, there's usually knitting, sometimes there's books, sometimes there's cooking, sometimes there's a little baking, sometimes there's gardening. But I try to keep it all kind of connected to the fairies in some way. I am a certified fairyologist. I'm a certified cat trainer. I've been an artist for over 25 years. I've been an instructor of different classes over the years. And so I just do this podcast because I like it. I hope that other people will like it, so please like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please spread the word, because I definitely would love to have more of you join me on a more regular basis. That would be fantastic. So, today is a lot of Halloween DIYs. I have been busy, so I wanted to show you everything I've been doing. There is a little background noise from the neighbors. I do apologize. I have to record now, otherwise while I have time. But they've chosen to mow their lawn, and move their cars. So I hopefully you won't pick that up too much. But anyway, there is a lot to show you. So I welcome you, and we are going to get into it. There is a lot to show you. I just hope the lighting is good. I may have to adjust the lighting as we go. So we will take it from there. I'm trying to look at the screen. If you remember, if you guys have followed me and you've seen my previous episodes, you know a while back I told you my computer broke, which is what I use to record. So I'm looking at a very white out screen. I can just barely make out the silhouette of me a little bit, but it's flashing, it's flaring a lot. So I have to keep looking at my TV monitor because Matthew was able to figure it out, and he hooked the computer up to the TV monitor, so I can see the TV and I see myself fine, but the camera is here on the computer, so you may see me glancing because I gotta check it every once in a while, make sure you can see what I'm doing, but I can't see anything on my computer screen here. It's whited out, and it's just fried. Apparently the screen just fried. The computer itself, thankfully, knock on wood, is still working. It's still fine, but the monitor is all messed up. And I don't have the money to replace the computer. Anybody want to donate? Please do, because I need it. But yeah, so it's constant back and forth. Excuse me. Morning voice. Anyhow, so we are going to get into it. So I tried to do a little Halloween setup here of some of my decorations. A couple things I have made previous years, like the little skull pumpkin fairy totem pole, and then I've got the little witch hat, made out of the little safety cones. I believe I still have all those videos on my channel, so please go back and check them out. I haven't put my videos on YouTube here in the playlists. Some people say it helps, and other people say no, you don't see it. So I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of toying with that idea. If I do, then you'll be able to find some of these things maybe a little bit better. I'm not sure. I don't know if it really works. But anyway, yeah, so the video of this should still be on my channel somewhere. And I made the skeleton in the back. He's sitting on the pumpkin, the fairy skeleton. So those are some of the old things that I've done. Now let's get into what I've done this year. Now, if you remember, I make fairy dolls. I knit fairy dolls from a pattern that I created a couple years ago. And now I've added little witches. Now, I've shown you this one before. This one is the prototype, okay? So this one, obviously I'm not selling her. This one I'm keeping as decoration. But she's the prototype. I wanted to see how I could adjust my fairy doll pattern to make it into a witch. And this had a couple little hang-ups, couple little, like the boots don't match and they're wrong. And so, it was like a little test doll. But I am going to keep her because it was a lot of work. And I am just going to keep her as decoration. So she'll, join the crowd and, join the group. I'll put you here for now. I'm tired. Anyway, but this one is available for sale. And this one is, I've worked out some of the other kinks and things I wanted to do. So this little witchy, she's very cute. I think she turned out really cute. And it's all handmade, all hand knit from my pattern. And I've adjusted the pattern a little bit. So we've got the little witch's hat. We've got the little pointed nose. I make the little brooms. The real broom is completely handmade. So I think the pattern really turned out good. I really like these. And so she's available on my Ko-fi.com page. And there will be more to come. I'm working on one. So she's in the process. I will show you, even though she's not completed, I will show you. But I'll pull her out in a few minutes. But this is the little witch, the little green witch. So yeah, I think that pattern turned out really good, and I really like them, so I'm going to continue to make those. The other thing I made, which was not Halloween, but I'm going to show it, is my first one. I've made a little quilted fairy poppet, and this one is going to be for a friend of mine for her birthday in October. So I made this for the first time. Never quilted a poppet before. And so it's just more like a flat little ornament, but that's okay. That's all I needed. I could put herbs in it or whatever at this point before stitching it up. So I may make some more for my Ko-fi shop, but they'll be different. But I wanted to do like a little quilted poppet, and of course we're going to work with the fairies. So yeah, so I made that little one for her. I hope she likes her. And then the other things we made, let me go grab one of them over here. See, I believe I may have shown him in another episode. I can't remember at the moment. But I took one of the plastic skeletons that I've had for a while, and I really wanted to work with my Dark Fairy Garden theme, which is what my porch display is going to be. And I probably will do a short video of that at some point. It's not ready yet, but we will get that out there. I'm just kind of waiting to see what the weather is going to be like, but I mean, it could be great right now, being the beginning of the month, but by the 31st, it might not be. So I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see, because I don't want things to get destroyed by the wind and rain and all the other. But anyway, this little fella, he was fun. I just bought some vines and some flowers, and I interweaved them, and I've went ahead and put the little flowers in his mouth and moss. There's a little bit of moss. And I just gave it new life. And it didn't cost too much to make. I just need to get a little bit of moss in the vines. I had the flowers and I had the skeleton already. So, yeah. So the little kitty turned out to be a cute decoration. Then the next thing I did, let me go grab it. Oops, you're gonna fall. Okay, so this one I made, those little ghosties. I did two of them. This one is a little bit bigger than the other one, and I think it's the better one of the two, so I won't show you the other one right now. But it is made of poles. I have wooden wooden dowels. And then I had two pieces of white fabric. One is an old bed sheet that I cut up, and then the under layer was actually an old white curtain. The only thing is the curtain was a little bit too thin because there's styrofoam in here as well to kind of give it some arms, and you could see right through it. So the other one didn't turn out as good. I'll probably still use it because I'd already put the eyes on the fabric and everything, and I don't want to mess it up. So I probably will just go ahead and keep it as it is. It's going outside, so we'll see if they survive or not. But this one of the two turned out to be the best, and I think, yeah. So I just thought a couple little ghosts to add to the display, and I thought they might show up a little bit. You know, in the dark, kind of. But I didn't want to put a light in there because if I do that, then you'll see the styrofoam block inside, and it kind of loses the illusion of being the ghost. So I thought, you know, because I could have maybe dangled one of those little tea lights, you know, the little battery operated, and that would illuminate it, but then you'd see the under stuff, you know. I thought, can't do that. Plus, I have to go out there every night and turn everything on, turn everything off, and it's like, do I really want to do that? So, anyway, so I made the little ghost here. And the next thing is I finally got around to making my sign. I already have a fairy wreath out on my door with the wings and the greenery and the flowers. So what I did was I wanted to make a sign to go with it. So I made this little wooden planked sign, and it's not super fancy, but I was thinking it might go behind the wreath, and the wreath is going to hide some of this, but it may not fit. I may have to just put it next to it, hang it from the side. So anyway, this is the little one sign. I went ahead and painted him just out of some little firewood piece that was already broken, and I like all that ragged look, so you know, I thought that would work. I think that's fun. It's kind of a gold, it's on green, and you got the gold and purple writing. So tried to do some Halloween colors. And then the other thing is all the hats. So let me grab all the hats. So I did a whole stack of these hats in different ways, and I believe I showed you guys the video. I might have done a DIY just of the hats. But, excuse me. Oops. They're stuck together. But some of them are kind of simple, so I didn't do anything really fancy to them. And then other ones, I went ahead and I did the fairy forest or the fairy garden theme. So I did try to, you know, decorate them with flowers and make them different. So we've got our fairy forest going here. Fairy garden, excuse me. And these were basically a kit. And I think I showed you, like I said, I think I did a video on that. And I bought these, the hats, and they came with the ribbons. They came with the thread to string them, although the thread is not fantastic. These got like little wires, and they don't really do great. I have to think of something on that. But, yeah, it's not the best wire. But, it did come with that. It came with the little bats that you see on the back wall back here. Came with a bunch of those little bats. And I think it came with, oh, the little tea lights, the little bunch of tea lights. That kit was great, and it was only like, what, $12, $13 for everything. The only thing I had to add that was my own was the flowers. I did have to go get some artificial flowers to do them, but basically this kit came with everything. It's fantastic. I loved it. So, and you get 12 of them. You get 12 hats, and you see how big they are. I mean, I could wear one. I saved one, I think, to make as part of a, to wear as my costume, and I have done it. So, I mean, I can. Whoop. Well, not with these guys on, but I can wear them. I can wear the hat. So, yeah, and not a perfect fit, but it's pretty close. So, yeah. So I made a bunch of these guys. And like I say, some I've kept just blank in case I decide I want to decorate them, or if I just want to leave them black. And if I do, those might actually go outside on the porch. So I didn't want to do the really fancy ones for outside because of the weather, obviously. I mean, I always have to think of the weather when I'm doing anything outside. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do really fancy or not. On those, but I may just keep them black and put them out there. But anyway, yeah, so I got a bunch of those hats done, and I really like them, and they're the kit was great to come with all of that for a pretty good price, actually. So, yeah. Then the other items that I decided to do was to recycle some of my 2-liter soda bottles. And I really wanted to stick with kind of a fairy potion idea, so I created as best I could. I realize they're not absolutely fantastic. I would love to do something a little bit different and better, but for now, with what I have, I made a bunch of these little potion bottles. Again, with what little supplies I have, I did what I could. So, I just put some paint in there, and it colors it up as you turn it upside down. The paint's still kind of wet because the plastic, I guess, doesn't let it dry, at least not yet. So, yeah, so then you create the running image of the paint. So this one is the Passion Potion, and then we've got... This one is the Moon Water Potion. And this one is the, this is the Garden Wish Potion. And then this one is the dragon, what does it say? Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath, and it's kind of the brown coloring. And then this one is the Garden Potion. Yeah. So and I used made the labels from fabric and fabric paint. And like you said, they are a little rough. They're not fantastic. I like the idea of them. I just wasn't able to execute them out as well as I really wanted to. But I don't have the supplies and the equipment to really do it fancy. But I would love to just buy some. You can buy, Halloween potion bottles or buy glass bottles and make them. If I'd had the money, I would have done that. I don't. When you can't pay your utility bills, there's no money at all, so that means no money to buy decorations. So I'm doing the best I can to recycle with what I have. And, I kind of, but I'm trying to give the look and the idea that I wanted, and to make some decorations. And, at some point they may end up in the trash, but at this point, for now, for this year, it gives me a little bit more stuff to add to either the porch, or maybe I'm hoping I'll have enough to at least do part of my front yard. I don't know. It's a kind of a lot of area, and I don't have a lot, so I don't know if I'll be able to manage it. But I actually have a lot that it might crowd the porch a little too much. So I don't know. Once I get out there and start working on it, then I'll see what's gonna work and what won't. But anyway, I made a bunch of these, and I'm hoping that I will be able to use them in the yard, or at least along the front of the house or something, and kind of make it like a little potion bottle display. I think that would be cute. So that is the bottles. And the other thing I was going to do, and it's not done yet, is this witch. And it's like the pole ghost I just showed you. So again, just another plastic pole that I had. I'm using a new black trash bag that I cut up a little bit to kind of give a ragged skirt kind of look. Then we got the styrofoam head, which I thank my new neighbor Eric for. Thank you, Eric, for giving me the styrofoam and some of your packing material that you wanted to get rid of. I appreciate it because I'm using it. So I used the styrofoam block, and I tried to round it up a little bit just by carving, and then tied it up. So what I want to do is I'm going to use some cardboard, and I'm going to cut just a witch's hat and glue it to the front. So I haven't had a chance to do that yet, obviously. I'm hatless. But anyway, I'm going to work on it and eventually get that finished. So hopefully I will have her done soon. It shouldn't be too long. I just need to actually cut it. And then I'm going to wrap the hat in black plastic. I don't want to waste paint. I don't have a lot of black paint. I don't want to waste it on this. So I'm going to wrap it. And it actually might help save it from the weather a little bit by using the plastic bag to cover. Because the cardboard, if it did get wet, it's just going to turn into mush. And, I mean, there's still a chance of the wind ripping it off. But, it's kind of the chance I have to take. And, I'll just have to make another one and keep repairing it. We'll see. But anyway, hopefully we have a mild October. Last year, our weather for Halloween actually was pretty good. And I really didn't do anything. I didn't do any display. So, this year I'm aiming to do the display. So I hope it'll be a mild October. Crossing fingers. So, anyway, she's still in the works. Okay, then the other items that I worked on, which are kind of going to go with the potion bottle displays, are my specimen bottles. And so what I did was, and I think I may have shown you guys this one in a previous episode, previous vlog, as I was working on them, I think. But I made two of them, and I used recycled lemonade bottles, and they were actually the perfect size. So I took some quilt batting and colored it, put it in paint, let it dry, rinsed it out and let it dry. And then I made these little plastic skeletons that you can get at the dollar store. I'm hoping you can see them in there. And I decorated the wings. So this one being kind of green with a green environment, he's got the green mossy covered wings that I made out of wire, and I attached the moss to it. I think I might have one more actually I could show you. And then I put him in the bottle, so it looks like he's been put into a little, scientific environment. And then the other one I made is more like a desert environment. So again, he has brown cardboard wings that I painted, and then I dyed the against a little more batting fabric and made it into more of a an environment for him. So again, we've got the skeleton. I hope you can see him. You got the head is here, the wings are here. He's kind of putting this in the corner because he's trying to hide. He's trying to hide from the scientist, you know, that kind of thing. So I made these little ones as a cute little part of maybe a part of the scientific part of it, the display. So anyway, again, it's still related to gardens. It's still related to fairies. It's just, you know, a different take on it. So yeah, so I made those little guys. Yeah, I did have one more left. So this is what those little skeletons look like. This one's, got the moss on the wire wings. The other one is the paper wings. But it's just these little plastic dollar store skeletons. And it was actually like you could buy they were like a garland or something, and I just cut them off the garland. And then I was making them into little fairies, and I paint them. I hand painted them and then made the wings out of stuff for them. So I just, this year, because I had 3 of them left, I have sold a few over the years, but I had these 3 left, and I thought, well, I'll do 2. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do 3, but I did 2, and I just created different environments to go along with their different painted look. Then the next thing I wanted to get some cauldrons. I really want to get a really big one, and I want to get some, smaller ones for the table. And I just can't buy them. I can't afford them. So I thought, it's kind of a signature thing for the witches, and I really did want a cauldron of some sort. So it makes me mad because I used to have some, and I stupidly sold a lot of my decorations over the years because I need money. But anyway, let's not get into that. But I just thought, you know what, I really want a cauldron. So even though this isn't exactly ideal as far as the shape and the size, it's all I've got. So what I did was I took a flower pot and I painted it. So this is, we went from being like a white marble, just dirty kind of ceramic flower pot look to this. So I painted this, and at least it gives the illusion of there being it being a cauldron. And and then I have some of this green fluffy stuff, and I'm gonna put it inside and kind of have it kind of overflowing out through the top, and that'll give it hopefully a look of a witch's brew, and that's what I wanted. So it's the best I could do. It's all I can do at this point, and it turned out cute. I do like it. And that way I have a cauldron. So that is my latest DIY. I just got that one done recently. Within, I think like within the last week, I just did that. Okay, so as I said earlier, the other thing I'm working on is another of the witch dolls, the knitted witch doll. So again, she's still in work in progress. She's still a whip. So I've got the body is done. So this is the head, and this is going down to the end of the torso, the stomach, and everything down there. So this is going to be the main body, and then these are, I've got one leg done. So she's supposed to be wearing black and colored stockings, goes all the way down to the foot. And I have the second one knitted. I've got to weave in all my ends, and then I've got to fold it over and seal it up so it looks like this one. So yeah, I'm still working on her, and then I got to do the arms and the hat and the skirt and the shoes. There's a lot. I'm not been working on her as quickly as I should. So hopefully today, because I'm doing this video too, it's kind of a motivator for me because I'm showing you guys, and then I'm thinking I should have gotten this done. So it's kind of a motivator to get me back on the track and get working. So hopefully I'll get some more of her finished today. That would be great. And then the next video, I can show you all of that. I'm going to try to do a bunch of videos in this month in October. So there's going to be a baking episode coming, and I might do that in another couple of days. And then, hopefully I'll have another, DIYs for you, or at least to show you the updates on some of this. So, yeah, there's a lot I would like to do in October. It just depends if I can do it, and go from there. So, anyway, that's the goal, anyhow. And I think, gosh, that went quicker than I thought it would. I thought this video was going to be really long. I guess not, but I'm trying to think, is there something else I forgot? Let me take inventory one more time. I honestly can't remember if anything else was being worked on that was going to show you today. So I think that is everything. Like I say, I thought this video would be a lot longer, but yeah, because there's a lot, But anyway, yeah. So there, hopefully, like I say, there will be more coming. So please subscribe. Okay. So the other thing I did want to mention too, again, in general, I've talked about my Ko-fi.com page. So if you're interested in checking that out, please do. There we go, Ko-fi.com. The link will be in the description box, and it is already on the channel below my channel name. I believe it's in blue writing. So please just click on that. It'll take you right to it. And my Ko-fi.com page is kind of like my shop. So I do put announcements on there, but there's some of the dolls, some of the artwork, there's wallpaper art that you can go ahead and keep. If you want to be a member, then you get extra stuff once a month. So you can become a member if you'd like, or you can do a one-time donation. You can just add to, donate to my goals that I've got posted on there. There's a lot of different options, which is great. And I do have all my classes on there. I do want to talk about the classes really quick. My Fairy Craft Magic Practitioner Beginner course. It's a 2-part course, so there's 2 videos, separate prices. That's the only way I can do it. I would love to be able to just record it all in one shot and have one price, but the website only has enough storage for each video, so I had to break it up into 2. And so you're still getting the same information. It's just 2 videos. So make sure that you're going to purchase both so that you have the whole thing. But that's the Fairycraft Magic course, which talks about how to become a Fairycraft Magic practitioner. Things that you can work with, and which I talk about crystals and herbs, and how to make a poppet, and why you need poppets, and candle magic, and doll magic, and it's a bunch of other stuff. It's kind of like a lot of things I do in my practice, and then I talked about how to use it and why you would use it if you choose to, and that kind of thing. So it's a good course. I enjoyed researching it, writing it, and presenting it. So if you're interested in that, please purchase it. The other ones on there's a poppet class, and the poppet class is just about the magic dolls. So I talk a little bit about the history of magic dolls throughout centuries, how they've been used and why, and then I talk about how to use poppets in your own practice, and we just focus on that. And then I think at the end there's a little quick workshop as I kind of show you how to assemble a poppet together, put one together. So there's a lot in that course. Again, please check that out. That one might be 2 parts as well. That might be a 2-part course. So please make sure you get both parts. And they are labeled, so you'll know this is part 1, this is part 2. So be sure to get all of those. The other class on there is the kids and cats training course, because I am a certified cat trainer. So this one is all about working with your children to learn how to treat a cat properly, how to provide it better for them, how to make cats and children interact safely as best you can and grow together and to be happy together. It also does encompass the other people in the home as well, but I tried to steer towards just kids. You start out and, handy tips and some training tips and things like that, so that the cat learns, to trust the child. The child learns how to treat the cat humanely, and hopefully so the child doesn't get injured in any way and the cat doesn't end up in a shelter somewhere. I want to make a unity group, so that it's everything. All the family can get along and the cat can have a great life, and you can all enjoy your kitty as well. So that course talks about that. And then my latest one that I'm working on, this one is the most extensive, longest one, and it's my fairyology course. And this course I have researched and been working on for 2 or 3 years, if not longer. I'm only just now getting it recorded, and thanks to Ko-fi, I can now present it to you for sale. So it's great. I'm thrilled. But this one's going to be at least 5 parts. Right now, part 1, 2, and 3 are currently available for sale. And it's an online course. You purchase it, and you should be able to just click on the link. It will either take you, because I think one part I have to take you to another link and to another URL, and you just go from there. The other 2 parts, I believe you should be able to download. I should be able to just download it to your computer, and you'll have the first 2 parts. So I've had to kind of change it each time because of what was available to me and what was going to work. So each one may be a little bit different, but I think Ko-fi does walk you through the steps. I don't know, because I've not purchased anything from Ko-fi, so I don't know what it's like from the buyer's perspective. I can only tell you from the maker's perspective, and it's different because I'm looking at a different menu. You're going to see something different probably. So, somebody may have, if you have any issue or whatever, please just message me, let me know, because I don't know how it's, if there's going to be any hiccups. I won't know about it unless you kindly inform me, so that way I can either try to change it or at least get it to you in another form, and then I can work on it later. So hopefully there won't be any issue. Hopefully there won't be any problem. I've not had any complaints or any issues yet, so hopefully there won't be, but just in case. But again, that is my fairyology course, and the fairyology course is a very extensive, and it took me a long time to do all the research, but it covers everything. If you are interested in fairies, if you're interested in learning about fairyology, the myth, lores, how they're affected us in current times, how their evolution from, way back when to the ancient Egyptians almost to current times, and talking about legends and talking about folklore, talking about stories, talking about changelings, fairies in art and literature, fairies from the Victorian era, which was a major change for the whole genre. We talk about how to connect to the fairies, how to work with them, how to speak to them, how to interact safely with them, holidays, special. You're getting the point. It's a lot. Was a lot of research, and I enjoyed it because that's what I study. But it was just a lot of writing and a little bit of rewriting and moving things. Now it's just the recording, and it takes a couple of hours to record, and then by the time I get it where I need it, it's like an hour and 20 minutes almost every episode now. So you're getting a lot of information. So please, if you're interested in purchasing it, be sure to buy all the videos. And right now, 1 through 3 are on there. I still have at least 2 to 3 more to do. And they will be coming, and I will be making announcements so that you'll be aware. But right now, you can get parts 1 and 3. So be sure to do that so you have all of them. And then again, we will be keeping you informed as to when 4, 5, and 6 are on there. So again, you could keep checking back or just become a follower on Ko-fi, because I am putting my notifications on there under the little updates that they let me do, and you can just read a really quick, it's like a little Twitter, and I'll say, this is, Fairyology Part 4 is now uploaded, now ready to purchase, so please do that if you're not doing this, or both, either way. That way you get all the information. That would be fantastic. So again, go to my Ko-fi.com Fairy Stitch Vlog, and the link is in the description box. And if you'd like to donate to us, which would really help me, because this is the only way I'm making any kind of money except for selling my personal belongings in a yard sale whenever I can, just trying. And so donations right now or purchases through the shop would be helpful because I have a family to try to support, and we are really struggling, and I would like very much to get through the holiday season with a little joy instead of crying all the time. And it would be nice to be able to enjoy it a little bit. But main thing is just be able to provide for the family, for the cats. And that's why I do this, partly. The other part is I want to show my work. I want to show my art. I want to show what I'm doing, and I want to share my practice, my fairy practice with you, as well as my, fairy knowledge and my art knowledge. And I don't know it all. Nobody does, but this is my specialties, and that's what I focus on. So I hope that you will check all that out. And I thank you so much for watching this. I do appreciate it, and I hope you liked it. I hope you liked the stuff. So please like the video. I need subscribers. I need likes. I need views. That would be great. I'd appreciate it. And I do thank you so much for being with us. Again, please subscribe. And again, we thank you so much for tuning in to this special first Halloween episode. I hope that you all have a very good day.